pays to listen. Now, back to Aaron and Mayumi Muller on the Lifestyle Business Owner Show.
Hello, this is Aaron Muller. When it comes to success in life and business, it matters who you take advice from. And that's why I want you to know about my extraordinary wife and co-host, Mayumi Muller. Mayumi is the quintessential cosmopolitan success story. Born in Japan and raised in the United States, Mayumi's Japanese and African American heritage has helped her learn how to connect with people from highly diverse cultures and backgrounds. Following her coursework at the University of Washington, Mayumi pursued a career in modeling, working professionally in major metropolitan areas throughout the United States and Europe. During this time, Mayumi cultivated an elegance, charm, and winning attitude that crowned her Mrs. Washington State in 1995 and landed her less than 5 places away from achieving Mrs. America. Since that time, Mayumi's raised 5 amazing children while attaining to the highest levels of success in every field she's entered: a President's Award-winning real estate agent for John L. Scott for 10 years, the top sales rep of a Fortune 500 company, owner of 8 multi-million-dollar businesses, and the world's #1 trainer in self-running business ownership. Learn the secrets to success in life and business from this amazing woman at the Lifestyle Business Owner Academy website, lboacademy.com. That's lboacademy.com. Why build a business when you can build a lifestyle?
Wow. Thank you very much. And you know what? We do have the lifestyle. I'm excited. So now let's talk about our LBO segment. And this stands for Lifestyle Business Owner.
Yes, and let's talk about the Myers-Briggs Personality Assessment. Several years back, you and I, we actually became certified as practitioners for the Myers-Briggs. And Myers-Briggs abbreviation is MBTI, which stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. So when we're talking about Myers-Briggs, we're going to be like using that abbreviation, so you'll know what we're talking about, okay?
Right. And you know, Myers-Briggs, what we're going to talk about today is going to be very precise and kind of out of the textbook. And so if you've missed anything in this segment, make sure you go to lboradio.com so that you can download our show and listen to it more in specific details. So MBTI helps people to help identify their unique gifts. By utilizing this tool, the information gathered will help you to understand what motivates you, your natural strengths, and your potential areas for growth. MBTI will also help you to appreciate how you differ from others and understanding the reasons why, understanding why am I thinking differently than that other person. Understanding that MBTI is self-affirming and encourages cooperation with others, and that's why we love it.
Yes, and to this day, Mayumi, I truly believe that the MBTI certification process has been one of the best investments in our lives. I mean, it has
Absolutely.
helped. It's helped me in running a better business and communicating better with my employees in relationships and everything. So I love it so much. This is why we want to put it into the LBO segment.
Exactly. It's definitely a great tool to have, whether for it's your personal life or business. And we will go over the weeks, let you know how we utilize this tool. But I want to give you a little bit more background about this amazing tool that we've bought into and became certified in. So MBTI has been around for over 60 years, right? And they've developed the current system that is widely used all over the United States. And what we're doing...
And the world, actually.
And the world, exactly. The MBTI is used to understanding normal personality differences, and it also explains basic patterns in human functioning. So it's awesome.
Exactly. And so the MBTI tool is used for a wide variety of purposes. Like a good example would be self-understanding and development, right? So just getting an understanding of who you are and how you communicate, it really allows you to develop your relationships with other people better, and learning, sometimes maybe to keep your mouth shut in situations when you wouldn't. So, understanding yourself is always good. Also in career development, a good example would be, you go in every day, you're in customer service, and you're worn out at the end of the day, every single day, and you're just so tired, and you're like, why do I feel like this, right? Well, some people are not wired to be customer service oriented. Maybe you're an introverted person and it just drains you completely every single day. So then you need to start looking at that sort of thing and say, well, maybe I'm in the wrong industry and maybe I need to change that up. So career development is great, and you can really get an idea what you might want to do.
Right.
Another tool that we see it used for that is just awesome, and everybody should do it, is management and leadership training. I mean,
Absolutely.
big corporations will even use the MBTI and send their whole team of people to basically get an understanding of what everybody's type is, their personality type, and how they communicate, and then how to work with people, each other in a better way, and find out where some inferior traits or inferior positions people are put into when they are backed against the wall. And that really helps create a better work environment.
Right. And let me just interject there. Everyone is motivated and communicates a different way. And so if you're communicating to your team of 25 managers exactly the same way, guess what?
Yeah.
You're not going to get the response that you need from many of them, because you can't communicate the same way with every single person.
Well, exactly. And, I've run into that myself, just at an auto shop, like, having the wrong person do that instantaneous job that a customer comes in, wants it done, and we want to please the customer. But if you upset all your employees by picking the wrong person that doesn't function properly like that, you're going to create more problems for you down the road.
Absolutely.
So some of the other things are just problem solving, relationship counseling, education development, academic counseling, diversity and multicultural training. These are some of the other areas where the tool is used.
Exactly. And there are more than 2 million MBTI assessments that are administered annually in the U.S. I mean, 2 million.
No, there's a lot. So tons of data on it.
Tons of data on it. And actually, it's been translated into more than 30 different languages as well. So now let's get into it. So there's 8 different dichotomies that make up 16 different types, okay? And so I'm going to go over them really quick with you, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper into each one. There's extroversion versus introversion, okay? That's E versus I. There's sensing versus intuition. That's S versus N. There's thinking versus feeling. That's T versus F. And that's judging versus perceiving. That's J versus P. There are no wrong types. Every type is awesome. It's just identifying yours and whoever you're with and just communicating effectively.
Exactly. And so let's do a brief breakdown of each dichotomy, just so that you guys can start getting an idea of what this is all about. So an extroversion. There are people who prefer to focus on the outer world of people and activity. They direct their energy outward and receive energy from interacting with people and from taking action. So this is the people that will go to a party and they want to talk to everybody around the room, and they get energy from that and they love it.
Yep, they're like the hummingbirds of going to a party. Then you have the introversion, and these are people who prefer to focus on their own inner works or ideas or experiences. They direct their energy and attention inward and receive energy from reflection on their own thoughts, memories, and feelings. So at that same party, you have the hummingbird that has to make sure that they're at talk to every single person. The introversion might be at the table, just sitting and watching everyone, or in the corner, just kind of observing. They're not going to be able to go and get the energy that they need from other people. They're getting it from themselves.
Exactly. It's going to drain them. So the next 2 dichotomies are sensing and intuition. Okay, so sensing, these are the people who prefer to take in information that is real and tangible, what is actually happening, and what they're observant, about the specifics to what's going on around them. And they're especially attuned to practical realities. So they're very touchy-feely type people. Again, it's about being tangible to them. That's a sensing person.
Yep, exactly. And then intuition, which is N, are people who prefer to take in information by seeing the big picture, focusing on the relationship and connections between the facts. The way that they grasp patterns are especially attuned to seeing new possibilities. So where the sensing person is touchy-feely, the intuitive person is big picture. They're going to be, they're going to start a business and already be Fortune 500 before they even started it. So it's that big pie in the sky, the dreamers. That's who the intuitive people are.
So then the next two dichotomies are thinking and feeling. Okay, so thinking people, they prefer to use thinking and decision making. They like to look at the logical consequences of their choices and actions, and then they put action on based off of that. So they're very logical in making their decisions. They're not doing it on their emotions or anything like that. They're really looking at the logic behind it.
And then the opposite to that is the feeling person. People who prefer to use feeling in decision making like to consider what is important to them and to others involved. Their goal is to create harmony and treat every single person as a unique individual. So these feeling people, how they're going to make a decision, where the thinker is going to be thinking about it and be more the decision decisive from their head. The feeling person's going to make decisions based on their emotions.
Yeah, exactly. So you always want to make sure, when you're communicating with those people, that you understand, the type that they are. So, we have a couple more dichotomies to go over, but, we don't want to rush through them. So we're going to make sure that we have time for the next, talk about it for the next show. And that will really give you guys the understanding of it. And then what we're going to talk about on the next show is how we use this in an employment situation and running your business better.
Yeah, and if you're interested in taking the Myers-Briggs assessment, go to lboacademy.com, put your name and email in, and let us know, and we will send you out a free assessment. So if you're curious, Aaron and I are the same type. We're both ESTPs, and we found that out when we were in our certification process. Extroversion, sensing, thinking, and perceiving.
It's crazy, and we had a group of people there was like over 50 people in this group, and we were the only two that were ESTP. So that was really cool.
And I wanted to be in the other group because they had so much more fun. And Aaron and I were together, and it was great.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the flexing. Being the same. How they say opposites attract, but sometimes they don't stay together if they don't understand why they're opposite. Aaron and I are the same. And so we have to do very little flexing. When you flex,
when we're communicating,
as little as possible, everything just works out much better.
Oh yeah, it was a huge eye opener for oh wow, this is why we get along so well.
Yeah.
When we realized that we were the same type. So
I mean, it's not like we don't disagree and argue, but so next week we're going to go into the other last dichotomy. So stay tuned for our Ask Aaron segment. Business people across the world write into us and ask us questions about the street smarts of small business. If you've missed any of our show today or would like to listen to our previous shows, go to lboradio.com.
Time for a quick break, but we'll have more of the Lifestyle Business Owner Show right after this, here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL. Log on to lboradio.com while you listen to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show. Now back to Aaron and Mayumi Muller.
Welcome back. It's Mayumi. And if you want to achieve your goals in life and business, right? Why not learn from someone who was born to be an entrepreneur, someone with the uncommon business sense, the tenacity, and the track record of success to prove it? My husband and co-host, Aaron Muller. As a child, Aaron developed an interest in small business ownership from his family's marina on San Juan Island. From the start, Aaron was driven to seek a business opportunity and attain entrepreneurial success. His very first business venture was catching and selling shrimp at the docks when he was only 10 years old. While his peers were preparing to enter 7th grade, Aaron opened a bumper rental company, catering to the San Juan's ample tourist traffic. Aaron's first real job came in high school, but by the time he graduated, he had earned enough to purchase half of the company. Over the past 30 years, Aaron has gone on to start and buy over 20 companies in the Pacific Northwest and now owns 8 multi-million-dollar businesses. Aaron is the world's premier trainer in self-running business ownership and the author of the Lifestyle Business Owner book, which lays out the principles for making a 6-figure income by working as little as 5 hours a week. Learn how to achieve your goals from this phenomenal business mind at the Lifestyle Business Owner Academy website, where you can learn all kinds of amazing business knowledge. Visit lboacademy.com and take your life in an extraordinary new direction. That's lboacademy.com. Why build a business when you can build a lifestyle?
Thank you, baby. And hey, I want to say to everybody, go pre-order my book at Amazon.com. It's The Lifestyle Business Owner. It's a great book. You're all going to get a lot of information out of it. Pre-order it right now. It's going to be available on Kindle about January 2nd, but you can get the hard copy of the books in April. But if you do that for me, I'd appreciate it, and give me reviews. I love it. Thank you very much. So let's go into the questions, honey.
Let's get into these questions that our listeners have been sending in. This first question is from Annie from Taipei, Taiwan. Wow, I want to go there and visit. Favorite way to follow us is Facebook. And so her question is, you talk about buying an existing business as a good way to become a business owner. I live in Taiwan, and I don't really see people buying and selling businesses. Does your strategy work anywhere in the world? First question. Or are there certain countries where buying a business is not a thing?
Well, I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of differences in different countries. And so you really want to kind of see what's going on there. And you're right. I mean, there might not be a lot of businesses for sale in Taiwan or, even in Singapore, they do. I've seen that before, but the people still do it, right? So you have to kind of know your market and really research it and find out what's going on. But business is pretty universal. You need to understand your culture. And if your culture is different, then you apply those differences in how people do business. But it's all, across the board, it's pretty universal about how business works and motivating people and getting your sales,
And customer service.
Yeah,
Everyone wants customer service. That's universal.
Yep.
So do a little research, Annie, and, and still keep listening to us and follow us on Facebook. So the next question is from Daniel, and he is from Los Angeles, California. Favorite way to follow us is Instagram. Yay. So Daniel's been following us on Instagram for a while. He remembers that when we first started our Instagram account that we had 20 followers, which was last year. And now you guys have over 11,000 followers. How do you get so many followers on social media?
We get that question asked us a lot.
We do.
Especially our kids who are like all in that age group that love Instagram and Snapchat. And
we have more followers
and they're all jealous.
Yeah, jelly. Don't be jelly.
Don't be jelly. You know what? You gotta give out good content.
Yes.
You gotta share with people and communicate back with people.
Consistency.
And consistency is so important in social media and the content. People want to have something that they're interested in. And, the people that we go after and we friend and everything in our that we follow on Instagram, they're also interested in the same types of things. So that's one other angle that we use.
Right.
But again, they're not going to stick around. Like the story is really a big deal these days. And so you want to stay on your story and making sure that you're doing that daily.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah. So content, consistency, and
you
stay on your story.
And you got to look good too, though.
Always look good. That's what we tell our kids.
That's how we look.
You don't leave the house unless you look good. So, okay. Thank you for your question. So the next one's from Dale from Olympia, Washington. Our state capital city. Favorite way to follow us is our blog. So his question is, I really appreciate the lessons you teach on your radio show. I've been wanting to own my own business for a while, and I don't know where to start. Listening to your show makes me feel like I can do it. You can. My question is, what makes you motivated? Is it money, or is there something more than money that motivates you to do what you do?
Well, you're going to hear this. Yeah, and you're going to hear this from pretty much almost every business owner that's a true entrepreneur. We're never motivated by the money. The money will always come if you put action to whatever you want to do. And we're all motivated by making things happen and building something and getting excited about it. And, that's what motivates all of us entrepreneurs. It's never the money part.
And, like Aaron said, the money comes, if you put to action, you put action and the money will come.
Yep.
Thank you for your question. Okay, the next question is from Caroline from Issaquah, Washington. Her favorite way to follow us is YouTube. How do I buy a business if I don't have the money? We get this question a lot too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
let's just talk about it a little bit. If you really don't have the money. So I was in car sales for a month and a half. I got a job back in 1999. I was selling a company, and I got this job, and my brother got it for me, and it was in the special finance division of this dealership. I never sold a car before. Didn't really understand negotiations that way. And one thing that I really, I just blew me away, because we were selling these cars and people had to come up with a big down payment. And every single one of them said, I don't have enough money for the down payment, whether it was $1,000 to $4,000. And it was interesting because once you sat there and talked to them long enough and gave them enough ideas, they somehow came up with $1,000 to $4,000. So people, if you put your mind to it, you will find the money. You got to find the money from, maybe it's a relative. Sometimes relatives want to help other relatives out. Your mom, your dad, your uncle, whatever. People like to see other people become successful. So there's one element, when
I was younger, I wanted to start a little side business, multi-level marketing, and I needed some money. And I asked my mom. It was $4,000, I remember. And my mom had a contract drafted the next day. My mom is Japanese. Love you, Mom. The contract with
keep it
interest.
Business too. Keep it business.
With
if
interest.
you borrow money from family or friends,
keep it business.
Keep a contract and abide by that contract.
Yep.
Don't feel like, they should just give it to you, because that's where it goes wrong.
Right. And my mom charged interest.
Yep.
I did
And there's
pay
nothing
her
wrong with
back.
that.
It makes you want to work harder because you don't want to disappoint that person that you're borrowing money from.
Yep. And the other thing is, going to banks works. So you're going to need to have some money, and it helps if you have some assets to put up, because banks want to see some collateral. So,
absolutely. And another thing is figure out what kind of business you want to buy first, and then do some research, and you can kind of get an idea of what that business is selling for in your market, which is Issaquah, so here in the Pacific Northwest, and then it'll get an idea of how much money you need to save up before you can buy it.
Yeah, and you can always send that question in, as far as like, once you know what you want to buy, I can help you with that as well.
Yeah, so the next question is from Steve Terry, Manchester, Indiana. Favorite way to follow us is Instagram. I hear you talk a lot about building your business so that you can become a lifestyle business owner, and I also own an auto repair shop. What is the fastest way to grow my auto shop and that I don't have to work so many hours in?
All right. Well, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Basically, I got about 30 seconds to tell you. You have to get out get to the customers as quick as possible. And so you have a ton of customers already coming in, a lot of recommended service letters and systems out there for the automotive business that will help you do that. Making sure that you're ranking good on all the search engines, making sure you do Yelp. Yelp is huge. You can pay for the advertising for it to get up there higher, and making sure that you're seen more often. That's extremely important too.
Well, thank you all for listening to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. If you missed any of our show, make sure you go to lboradio.com, and you can listen to it anytime, everywhere, anywhere. We want to thank Mike Reynolds, our district manager, for visiting us this morning. And next week, we're going to have an expert on how to supercharge your marketing. Make sure you submit your questions to Ask Aaron at lboradio.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Lifestyle Business Owner. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business with Aaron and Mayumi Muller. You can submit your questions to be answered on the show at lboradio.com. That's lboradio.com. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 for the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, right here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.